In this chapter, we delve into the vexing mysteries that shroud haunted houses and ghostly encounters, exploring the eerie manifestations and inexplicable phenomena that have plagued these locations for generations. From spectral apparitions to inexplicable poltergeist activity, each haunting presents a puzzle that defies all rational explanation, leaving investigators and skeptics alike grasping for answers. Brace yourself for an unnerving journey of discovery, where the spirits of the past await to tell their tales. As we unravel the mysteries that lie within, may we uncover the truth that rests hidden in the shadows and illuminate the darkness that surrounds us. The Amityville Horror House. The story of the Amityville Horror House is one that continues to captivate and terrify audiences around the world. Located in Amityville, New York, this infamous house gained notoriety in the 1970s, when the Lutz family claimed to have experienced a series of terrifying and unexplainable events after moving in. Imagine it. It's a dark, stormy night in 1974, and you stumble upon a beautiful house in Amityville, New York. The place seems perfect, spacious, picturesque, and a dream come true for any family looking to settle down. That's nearly exactly what happened to the Lutz family. But little did they know their dream home would soon turn into a nightmare that would follow them for years to come. But let's rewind a bit. Before the family moved in, something pretty grisly went down in that house. A year earlier, in 1974, a guy named Ronald DeFeo Jr. went absolutely mad and murdered his entire family while they were sleeping. Creepy, right? Now fast forward to when the Lutz family, George and Kathy, along with their 3 kids, moved in. They got a steal of a deal on the house. Probably because, it had a bit of a bad rap after the whole murder thing. But hey, who can resist a bargain, right? Anyway, things started off okay-ish for the Lutzes, but it didn't take long for stuff to get really weird. They reported a plethora of crazy occurrences, doors slamming on their own, strange odors, cold spots, and even slime oozing out of the walls. And let's not forget the flies. Swarms, even in the dead of winter. Not exactly your typical household pests. But it didn't stop there. George claimed he saw red eyes peering at him from outside the house, and Kathy said she felt like she was being physically attacked by some unseen force. I mean, talk about a rough welcome to the neighborhood. The Lutzes were so freaked out that they ended up bailing from the house after just 28 days. Honestly, I can't blame them. But their story didn't end there. They spilled the tea to the world, and pretty soon, the Amityville Horror became a household name. The Lutz family's story was the basis for the best-selling book and subsequent movie, The Amityville Horror, which depicted the family's harrowing experience with the supernatural forces that seemed to inhabit the house. From those mysterious cold spots and foul odors, to sightings of demonic entities and violent paranormal activity, the Lutz family's account of their time in the house has become among the most chilling and enduring ghost stories of all time. And here's the kicker. The whole thing is still a hot debate. Some folks swear up and down the Lutzes were telling the truth, and the house really was haunted by some evil entity. Others say it was all a load of BS, just a publicity stunt to cash in on a tragedy. Who's right? Well, that's for you to decide. But we do know one thing. The Amityville Horror House will go down in history as one of the spookiest tales of all time. And who knows? Maybe the dark entity is still out there, waiting for its next unsuspecting victims to move in and stir up some trouble. The Queen Mary ship. The Queen Mary has long been a source of fascination. The majestic ocean liner, which sailed the seas from 1936 to 1967, is now permanently docked in Long Beach, California, where it serves as a floating hotel and museum. But beneath its elegant exterior lies a dark and mysterious history that continues to enthrall visitors and researchers alike. So gather round, because we're about to set sail on a voyage through one of the spookiest ships to ever grace the seas, the RMS Queen Mary. She's not your average luxury liner. Oh no, this ship has a haunted history that'll send shivers down your spine. In the early 1930s, the Queen Mary was the epitome of luxury travel. From Hollywood stars to royalty, everyone who was anyone wanted a ticket to board the floating palace. But then World War II came along, and the Queen Mary traded in her plush accommodations for a stint as a troop transport ship. What a change of scenery. The strange past? During her wartime service, the Queen Mary was involved in some pretty harrowing stuff. There were accidents, tragedies, and even a collision that resulted in the deaths of hundreds of sailors. Despite being turned into a hotel and museum, the Queen Mary never quite shook off her haunted past. Guests and crew members alike report all sorts of ghostly encounters on board. From phantom footsteps echoing in empty corridors to apparitions appearing out of nowhere, the ship seems to have a life of its own, one that isn't always friendly. One of the more famous ghostly residents is known as the Lady in White. Legend has it she's the spirit of a young woman who tragically died on board and now wanders the ship in search of her lost love. Guests have reported seeing her walking the hallways or even dancing alone in the empty ballroom. Talk about a lonely afterlife. But the Lady in White isn't the only guest aboard who's beyond the veil. One of the other most famous legends surrounding the Queen Mary is that of the Gray Ghost, a nickname given to the ship during World War II when it was painted gray and used as a troop ship. According to reports, the ship was haunted by the spirits of soldiers who died on board during the war. There are also tales of ghostly children playing in the swimming pool, a spectral sailor who roams the engine room, and even the ghost of a crew member who was crushed to death in one of the ship's doors. It's really and truly like a floating haunted house. In addition to its paranormal activity, the Queen Mary is also home to a number of ancient mysteries. The ship's opulent Art Deco interior is filled with artifacts and relics from its heyday, including original furniture, artwork, and textures. Some visitors have reported feeling as though they have been transported back in time when walking through the ship's corridors, leading to speculation about the existence of time slips or portals. Despite the many unanswered questions surrounding the Queen Mary, the iconic ship has grasped the imaginations of those who dare to explore its haunted halls. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, the mysteries of the Queen Mary are sure to leave a lasting impression on anyone who dares to delve into its dark and enigmatic past. So if you ever find yourself boarding this majestic ship, keep your eyes peeled and your wits about you.